Hey, our friends, we worked with Disney on this fun how to draw lesson, and it's in celebration of an upcoming movie release.
Cinderella.
Cinderella is the anniversary edition of Cinderella.
Yeah.
The film will be celebrating the 70th anniversary next year, and to commemorate this amazing milestone, Disney is releasing the anniversary edition of Cinderella this month.
Yeah.
And we also wanted to celebrate here on our channel by drawing two of the most iconic characters from the movie,
Jack and Gus Gus.
Gus Gus.
Gus Gus.
So they're my favorite characters. I loved this movie when I was a kid, even though it was a princess movie, just because of the two little mice. So what do we need for this lesson?
A marker, some paper, and something to color with.
Yeah, we hope you're going to follow along with us. You can pause the video right now to gather up those art supplies. You ready to start?
Yeah.
We're first going to draw Jack, and we're going to draw him over here on the left side of our paper, and we're going to start by drawing his eyes. We're going to draw two circles right next to each other. I'm going to draw them about this big and draw them really close to each other. Yeah, there you go. Then we could draw a smaller circle in the top, and this is for the highlight. So his eyes look shiny. We can draw them on both eyes, and then color in the big circle, but leave the little one white.
Wait.
Next, let's draw his nose. We're going to draw a little oval in between his two eyes. There you go. Then we can also draw a little curve that goes over his nose. There we go. Now let's draw his mouth, and we can draw him smiling. I'm going to draw a little smile over or under his nose. And then we can also draw two little cheek lines on each side of his mouth. And then let's draw his two front teeth. We're going to draw a line that comes down, over, and back up. It's cute, huh? And then we're going to draw a line right down the middle to split his teeth. Next, we're going to draw his face. We're going to start right next to his eye, and we're going to draw a big U shape that comes around like this, and then back up next to his other eye. Yeah. Then we can draw a little line coming over his eye, coming closer to his eye. Then we're going to draw a zigzag line for his hair. Now, it doesn't have to look exactly like mine. Just draw a zigzag. There's this messy little hair sticking out from underneath his hat. And then there's a little gap, and we can connect it over to the side of his head. Yeah. Now let's draw his hat. We're going to draw a little curve that comes up like this, and it's going to curve over the top of his head. Yeah. Keep going. You could go a little further, so it's all the way over there. There you go. Then we're going to draw a curve that comes back down. Yeah, and then we're going to connect the hat down to his head. All right. I like his little hat. Okay, now what is he missing on the side of his head?
His ears.
Yeah, his big mouse ears. We're going to draw a curve that comes out of it, the top of his head like that. And we can do the same thing on both sides. Draw a diagonal line that comes out both sides. And then we're going to curve back around like this with a big curve for the rest of his ear. And we'll do the same thing over here on this side. All right, now we can draw two little lines, and they're going to look like a sideways V inside of his ear. And we can do that same thing over here. And if we ever go too fast during this lesson and you need extra time to finish this step, you can always do what?
Pause the video.
Pause the video. All right, we did it. We drew his head. We got his ears and his hat. We're missing his body. Let's draw two lines coming out from under his chin. And watch this. At the very bottom, they're going to come out further apart from each other. So they're spreading apart. There we go. And then we can connect the two lines down here at the bottom. Yeah. Now let's draw his jacket. We're going to draw a curve like this and a curve like that on the other side. And we're drawing a cartoon, a simpler version of Jack. So it looks a little different. We're trying to keep it nice and easy for our young art friends. Okay, now let's draw his arms. And he has really long jacket arms, so we're going to draw two diagonal lines coming down on each side. Then on each of these lines, we're going to curve in for the bottom of his sleeve. And then we could draw his fingers. Let's draw a couple bumpy lines right next to each other. Look like a couple U shapes. There we go. And then we could do the same thing on the other side for his other hand. All right, we did it. Now let's draw his legs. Let's draw 2 lines sticking out from the bottom of his shirt. Two for the left leg and 2 for the right leg. And then we can connect them both at the bottom. Now we need to draw his shoes. We're going to start right here. We're going to draw a curve that comes down on both sides. Yes. One on the other side. And then we can curve back up to finish the bottom of his shoe. Do the same thing over here on the other side. All right, Hadley, we're missing one last thing on our little mouse, our little Jack. What are we missing?
A tail.
A tail. We're going to start right here, the bottom of his jacket, and we're going to curve down like this and then back up. Watch this. This is really cool at the end. We're going to curl around at the very end. So start here, down, up, and then curl around. You did it. All right, Hadley, we finished Jack. Now we need to draw Gus, or Gus Gus.
Gus Gus.
Gus Gus. Let's draw 2 eyes. We're going to repeat a lot of the same steps. So we're going to draw the 2 eyes right next to each other. 2 little circles. And then we're going to draw smaller circles inside for the highlight at the top. And then we can color in that big circle, but leave the little ones white. Next, let's draw his nose. We'll draw that little oval in between his eyes. There you go. And that little curve that goes over the top of his nose. Yeah. All right. Now for his mouth, we're just going to draw a little circle, a little dot. Now let's draw his head. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw a big U shape that comes around like that. Comes around and ends over here next to his other eye. Yeah. Now we can draw that little line that comes over his eye. Gets closer to it. And then we're going to draw zigzags for the hair sticking out. And then connect to the other side of the U. Yeah, we did it. Now let's draw his hat. We're going to do the same thing we did over here, but going the other direction. We're going to draw a big curve that goes over the top of his head. And then we're going to draw it curving back down. And then we can connect his hat down to the rest of his head. The other side of his head. Now we're going to draw his little hand coming up close to his face. So we draw a little curve right here coming up from his chin, close to his mouth. Yeah, and then we can curve back around for his finger. And then we'll draw another curve connecting to his chin. There's his little hand with his finger pointing out. Then we can draw the rest of his arm. We're going to draw a U shape, comes down and then back up. Yeah, there's his elbow and back up. All right, now let's draw his body, and we're going to draw a round shape. We're going to start right here, and we're going to draw a big round shape that comes around like this and then back up into his arm. Okay, and then we can draw his other arm. So let's draw a curve that comes down like this, close to his body. And then we can draw little fingers, just like we did on Jack. Couple bumpy lines, little U shapes connected. Okay, now let's draw his shirt. We're going to draw a little curve that comes across his chest. Yeah, right there. And then you can also draw a little line on the other side. And then we could draw his sleeve. We're going to draw a little line across his arm. Okay, now we're ready to draw his legs. Right here, we're going to draw 2 lines that come down. Right here, and then also right here. Yeah, and they're coming close to each other. And then right in the middle, let's draw a line down the middle. Okay, and then we can connect these all together at the very bottom of his leg. Both of his legs. All right, now we're missing his shoes. Let's do the same thing we did over here. We'll draw a little curve coming out and down on both sides. Yeah, and then one on the other side. And then we're going to curve back up to the middle line for the bottom of his shoe, and we'll do the same thing over here for his right foot. All right, what should we draw next on Gus Gus?
His tail.
His tail. We'll start right here by his leg, and we're going to do the same thing, but on the other side, curve up like this, and then curl around. Oh, Hadley, we missed one important thing on Gus Gus. What is he missing?
His ears.
His ears. We can't draw a mouse without ears. We almost forgot. Let's come up here. We'll draw 2 diagonal lines coming out, just like we did for Jack. And then we're going to curve around with a big curve for the rest of his ears. Now he looks like a mouse. I kept thinking there's something wrong with our little mouse. All right, now let's draw those 2 little lines to make a V, a sideways V for the inside of his ears. One on the left side. There you go. And then also one on the right side. Hadley, we did it. We finished drawing our 2 little mice, Gus Gus and Jack. Except we still need to do one last thing. What is it?
Color it.
Yeah, we need to color them. They're gonna look so much cooler all colored in. Now this part we're gonna fast forward, but at the end you guys can pause it to match the same coloring. You ready to fast forward?
Yeah.
Hadley, we did it. We finished coloring Jack and Gus. They turned out so awesome. I hope our art friends are gonna pause the video right now to match the same coloring. We used orange and red for Jack's clothes and green and yellow for Gus. We also used regular brown for their fur and dark brown for their shoes. Out of the 2, which one's your favorite?
I like Gus Gus because he's funny.
Yeah, I like it when he gets a little angry. Check the description below this video. We've included an awesome activity sheet that you can download and print out at home and then try this lesson again with your friends. Now parents, don't forget that the Cinderella Anniversary Edition from Walt Disney's Signature Collection is available Tuesday, June 18th. And then when is the Blu-ray available?
June 25th.
That's also a Tuesday.
Yes.
There's also a link below this video where you can purchase Cinderella on digital. You promised you had fun drawing Jack and Gus Gus?
Yeah.
We hope you guys did too. We'll see you later, our friends.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.